Okay, here we are at part 54. This is line 8b. The lximche Kaqchikel, Maya, SETI, BACABS The Chilam Balam books, Aliens, Kepler 22b are the topics of this video. From the equation on line 8, which is 2 divided by 411, that equals 0.004866180005. And as you know, in the first video, if you're just starting to watch this one, you want to backtrack and go to 8a. There are 4 videos for this series. The very first video talks about all the information that's found, the data. And then what I do is I pick apart the data for each of these videos because it's really important. Okay? So this is the lximche. This is where the Mayas used to live many moons ago, back in the 14th and 1500s. They were only there for a short period of time. They were there from 1470 to 1524, and then they just took off. Literally took off and disappeared. And scholars are stumped as to where they went. Location with Guatemala, there's the coordinates. So lximche, for using Spanish orthography, it's a pre-Columbian Mesoamerican archaeological site in the western highlands of Guatemala. lximche was the capital of the late post-classic Kaqchikel Maya kingdom from 1470 until its abandonment in 1524. So there's the words to prove what I just said. Okay? So what I've done is there's tons and tons of information about this. So I'm going to pull out what's important for us to learn about. First, it's a sacred place for Maya ceremonies. The architecture of the site included a number of pyramid temples, palaces, and 2 Mesoamerican ball courts. Excavators uncovered the poorly preserved remains of painted murals on some of the buildings and ample evidence of human sacrifice. That's kind of scary. If they ever come to Earth, they're going to be like, yeah, frying us up for lunch. There you go. That's the diagram I found, about what it looks like. So this is the map of Guatemalan highlands in the post-classic period lximche, or lximche using Spanish orthography. Okay, we just read that. Okay, I just read that over there. So, and that shows there's pyramid temples, palaces, and 2 Mesoamerican ball courts. Excavators. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to read all this. There's a lot. I'll show you there's lots of stuff here. So excavators uncovered the poorly preserved remains of painted murals on some of the buildings and ample evidence of human sacrifice. The ruins of lximche were declared a Guatemalan national monument in the 1960s. The site has a small museum displaying a number of pieces found here, including sculptures, ceramics, and it is open daily. So you can go visit there if you want. Now there's a lot more stuff here. See? Lots. So you want to go to Wikipedia to find this information. And there's some pictures there. Talks about the people there, their culture, what they did. This is Spanish conquest of Guatemala. This is Conquistador Pedro de Alvaro. Remember his name came up in the search? That's why. He founded it. There's George Bush shaking hands with someone that was there in 2007. So they described it, I guess they designated it as a historical site in the 1960s, but they did something there in 2007, which, wouldn't that be interesting? I wonder if something happened there. You never know, right? Okay, there's dancers. They're dancing away. Tourism, there's a diagram I pulled out. There's the other picture I pulled out. So I'm just giving you a quick look-see here. Isn't that cool? That's one of the temples. And there's another one. And let's see. You can read this online, by the way. I'm just going through it because I don't want to read it all. Okay, there we go. Wikipedia, lximche, lximche. Google it. You'll find it. And we'll go to this side. This is my side, where I put the stuff together. I got the pictures there for you to look at. Read that already. We read that. Okay, here we go. So line 8, the equation is 0.004866180005. 00486618005, and that brings up this word lximche, right? So it has 6 concrete altars arranged around an unexcavated building. So there's actually parts of this find that hasn't actually been discovered yet. So it would be interesting to see if there's, for them to bring it up in their well signal. I'm wondering if they're trying to tell us that there is something that is of importance for us there. You never know. Okay, so 3-legged matatas, a kind of mortar, were frequently recovered from the excavations, and black obsidian blades were found in great quantities. Simple jade jewelry was also found. So remember, we gave the message to the James Webb telescope that the aliens say that the obsidian is best to use for their mirrors. So I thought it was interesting that the word comes up, that they used it for knives as well. So it's mixed text Pueblo style murals. Those are type of murals. If you want to Google that, you can find out more about the type of murals they found on the walls on the caves there that are painted. There's AD 900 in central Mexico and spread from there throughout Mesoamerica. It's on wiki, lximche. Again, the same section. Another interesting point I found was a small rear chamber also had benches. This chamber may have been where the gods of the Stoz'il were kept. A small section of the temple floor had been opened as if to receive a burial, but the tomb was never used and was covered over again. So that's kind of interesting, right? So I'm reading this and I'm copying and pasting it, and I get this little premonition, or what do you say? I call them voices. If you say you have voices in your head, people think you're nuts, right? So I call them intuitive thoughts. Intuitive thoughts, where I tap into the universe. Now, when I do the research on this, I do play the solfegos, the ancient solfego tones. There's one for intuition and one for open consciousness. The other one's for DNA. And basically, I play those with the clear quartz crystals so that I can pick up stuff from the universe. And we'll see what we pick up. So January 6, 2012, 10:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my thoughts. This section stands out. Gods of Stoz'il were kept. A small section of the temple floor had been opened as if to receive a burial, but the tomb was never used and was covered over again. So they were planning to bury something or someone or do something with this area, and then they abandoned the area. This is the door, according to the Mayas, this is the door to a secret set of underground tunnels. Message from the Mayas. Doing a meditation while reading this wiki file that I found from Google searching the number from the line 8 equation from the well signal from 1977. Capstone Tonsured Maize God residing in a well. See diagram and notes below. All from equations 2 divided by 411 equals line 8. There's the well actual. I'll show you the actual one. This one's bigger. While I was doing this search on January 6th, I found out that my wow signal that I was working on was like 3 times, if not 10 times bigger than what I was working on. I'm doing this little section here. This is what I'm deciphering. I got 100 videos out of that. I haven't even touched this. I'm not even going to try this because it's all 1s and 2s anyway. So I figure I'm just going to do the area where the alien signal popped up, right? I'm going to forget about the rest of it just to see what we get out of it, right? So it goes on to like this. I popped that in there, and then we're going back here from the gods of Stoz'il. It says the remains of a turtle were excavated from the plaza immediately in front of the temple and may have represented one of the BACABS, a class of mythical being that supported the temple. Turtles also played an important part in the classic period Maya myth of the rebirth of the maize god. Let's go down here. That's on Wikipedia, same section, lximche. This is what it looks like. This maize god guy thing. Okay, so it's in San Francisco, actually. The capstone depicting the tonsured maize god residing in a well. I guess that's some sort of drawing or something. And you can see that on Wikipedia. Maya maize god. If you Google that, you'll find it. And then it says Capstone Tonsured Maize God residing in a well, solar kin sign. I'm sorry. I don't know where I got that from. The symbolism of the Great Pyramid. According to the Egyptologists, the true pyramid, smooth-sided pyramid, was a solar symbol. Okay, I see, that's why. So this Capstone Tonsured Maize God has something to do with this Great Pyramid. It was a solar symbol, its shape signifying the rays of the sun falling to the earth, which is what we're going through right now. We got sunspots and we got CMEs, coronal mass ejections, hitting us in 2012. In keeping with this theory, the pyramid's capstone, Bennett, is held to have been a solar icon or sunstone. Wonder if it's got some sort of power or something with it. Wouldn't that be cool, eh? Okay, so it's www.eridu.co.uk, author, Egypt, pyramid. BACABS, Capstone, of course I don't know what that is, right? So what do? We Google it. Okay, BACAB is the generic Yucatec name for each of the 4 pre-Spanish age Maya deities of the interior of the earth and its water deposits. So it's talking about the inside of the earth and its water deposits. Okay, something to do with this. Now I wondered, I don't know if the ancient Chinese has Year of the Turtle or not, but wouldn't it be funny if Year of the Turtle was in 2012? Wouldn't that be freaky? Okay, so the Yucatec traditions. The BACABS were 4 brothers whom God placed when he created the world at the 4 points of it, holding up the sky so that it should not fall. They escaped when the world was destroyed by the deluge. Now you notice they say they escaped when the world was destroyed by the deluge. So these guys abandoned the city in 1524. Where'd they go? Okay? Think about that. Their names were Hobnil, Canzino, Sasimi, and Hosenek. Each ruled one of the directions and the associated year-bearer day, one of 4 New Year days. And I'm working this in the New Year. The 4 brothers were intimately associated with the 4 Chazaks, or rain deities, and the Pafuns, or wind deities, who were equally associated with 4 directions. Now, one thing you want to remember, in 2012, we've had tons of floods that we don't normally have because the sea levels are rising up really quickly. And we've had extreme wind damage done right across all the continents. Okay? So the Maya of Chancom referred to the 4 sky bearers as the 4 Chaks, Redfield and Villa Rojas. It's Wikipedia BACAB. BACAB. Look it up. So, Kepler escaped. So my theory is they escaped from this destruction that was happening with the wind and the rain and all the stuff going on Earth. And somehow they flew over to the Kepler planet region. Okay? So this is my theory. Let's go with it. Okay? I found something that says Royce claims that this is so because the first day of Katun 11 Ahu starts with the day 1 Imex, which is the first day of the 260-day Toltec cycle of naming days. Okay. Then we got the Chilam. Oh, sorry, that's SaturnUraniaCosmology.org. Chill, PHP. Then the Chilam Balam books had a different status than the original Bark books, written by the Maya in European notebooks in the European script, but in the Mayan language. These formed a greatly condensed record of the histories, rituals, and prophecies from the time before the invasion of the Spanish in AD 1517. That might be another reason why they left. They didn't want the Spanish bugging them. It was an efficient method of keeping in touch with the past. The books were kept from the Spanish priests, recited at village meetings, and copied and recopied for 300 years. The readers knew the context of the information of these notebooks, although likely this was slowly lost over the next few hundred years. And of course I had to look these up. The Chilam books all insist that the cycle of history starts with Katun 11 Ahu, although Mayan history recorded on monuments does not reach back before AD 300 or 400. Their calendar was in universal use throughout Mesoamerica, probably since 600 BC or earlier, and the predecessors to the Maya, the Olmecs, were probably responsible for the concept that history started with Cartoon 11 Ahu. So January 4th, 2012, 4:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, these are my thoughts. Because so much information came up for line 8, I have divided into separate parts, 8A, 8B, 8C, and 8D. Here are the titles of each of those videos. Line 8, Wow SETI 6EQUJ5, Big Ear, Alien, UFO, I found 19H27M 51.31S, Google Sky. Line 8B, Wow, lximche Kaqchikel, Maya City, BACABS The Chilam Balam books, Aliens, Kepler 22b. Line 8C, Maya, Cartoon 2, December 21st, 2012, World Prophecy from Chilam Balam, Bruce Schofield. And those are the titles of those. And then line 8D, Mayan Calendar 260 Days, Kepler 22b, Earth's Twin Orbit of Venus, Wow, Alien Message, Keith M. Hunter. Okay, January 14th, 2012, 4:31 Eastern Standard Time. There's a lot to cover on this one, but it's so much data I have pulled out anything that I deem important. For a more extensive study, see my reference notes on my blog, where I post the videos along with all my research notes for you guys to study. Hash over and see if it helps you in your quest to find a technique for faster space travel. I basically think this section talks about who the WOW signal is from, and they give us a history lesson here on their culture. Now it's interesting for SETI and the Arecibo message plus the Chilbolton crop circle message that was a mirror to the one sent by Arecibo. I wonder if any of this stuff I pull up will show up in any of that particular crop circle. I did start on one crop circle. I think I'm going to be doing a more extensive video series on that after this one's finished. And it ties in with the Mayas and the WOW SETI signal. Just remember one thing. I'm not a scholar. I'm a blogger with a big imagination, strong intuition, and I listen to any messages the universe has to offer. Even if it's off the wall, it's fun to learn something new, right? Besides, how crazy is it that I could even find a link between the two? There must be a reason for all of this. I'm doing something right out of my comfort zone. Talking about a topic that I know nothing about. I like it when you guys leave me a message to tell me how to pronounce the word. They say it's not Maya, it's Maya. I like it because I don't like to do things in the wrong way if I can, so thanks for the tip. Now we know that we want to call them Maya. And there's the word Maya there. All previous videos were spoken incorrectly because I didn't get this tip until January 13th, 2012. Also, my audio problem. I have to talk quietly because of where my office is located, so I'll try and slow things down a bit and talk louder. If you cannot understand a video, thanks for letting me know. You can also go to the notes section on my blog where I clarify what I've talked about in the video, advising you of where I find the data, and you can click on the links and search through the stuff yourself. I found it absolutely fascinating to do this. I'm having fun learning new stuff every day. I hope you are too, the idea girl. So I'm going to show you, and then you want to go on to your next videos, right? So quickly I'll show you which blog it's going on. Victoria Stafford, a psychicinvestigation.wordpress.com. That's the name of the blog it's going on. And what you would look at is the date or the date after I post the video. Okay, so January 14th is when I posted lines 1 to 7, plus all the other stuff that I did. Okay, so I'm also putting the pictures on here, so you can look at them. And then there's the video. And then if you go down, I took my thoughts there, and I actually add more information than what's in the video. I do a lot more extensive work this way because I find I get tired talking because I have trouble talking sometimes. As you can see, I'm, trying to talk and I'm getting tired. And this is a 20-minute video. Uh-oh. We're going to have to stop this. Sorry.